Web watches baddies. Just kidding, we'll spare you. But hey, today we're here with Web, and I'm so happy you invited us out here.
Yeah.
And I discovered you about a year ago through Lost Noise, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Like, when they did that video.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
that's how I even like found out about you.
Oh, shit.
You told us briefly before we turned this on, but when did you start creating music?
Probably about like 15. I had my mom's like Mac thing, and then I just like went on GarageBand and started like pulling beats off of YouTube.
Classic GarageBand.
Yeah. I still use GarageBand for vocals today.
Nice.
So,
Really?
yeah.
It actually is fire for generating the drum loops.
Yeah, yeah, I
was
do.
Surprised.
Yeah, I use GarageBand for a lot of things. It's just really fun to play with. I don't know.
They say some legends have gotten by using it, I've heard. Like,
Yeah, Steve Lacy records on it, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Steve Lacy,
Yeah.
Lil Peep said he recorded on
Yeah,
it.
because I mean, it's just like work with what you have.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
cool.
like, once I got a manager, he helped me get Ableton. And so I use just both.
Okay.
Beautiful.
love
How was the
GarageBand.
learning curve on Ableton for you?
It's actually really easy to use. It looks really fucking complicated. It's really intimidating until, like, you get on it. And then it's, like, really just, I think it's, you just gotta watch, like, I think it's because I've watched so many people, like, produce with Ableton. And I've just, like, always been like, okay, what are you doing now? Like, okay.
Absorbing.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
just
that
absorbing.
helps. That
Yeah.
helps. So don't be discouraged. Like, it's not as hard as some people.
Yeah,
might think,
yeah.
basically. So you started making music when you were 15. How long did it kind of take you to realize I could actually be an artist, or maybe I have something special that I want to put out there?
I've always done music. Like, the first time I recorded a song was when I was, like, 14, 15. So
Okay.
I think I've always wanted to do, like, something in music or something, like, in the arts. But it really took me until, like, I just, like, pulled out something and then, like, recorded it. So, yeah.
That's sick. So you knew, like, from a very young age that you had a gift in music. And, like,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when I went to, like, a free performing arts school from, like, 6th to, like, no, maybe, like, 5th to, like, 7th grade.
That's sick.
And they had, like, everything. So, I mean, there, like, I got to try out everything that I wanted to because it was free. So I was like, I'm going to try everything. And then I think I really liked, like, the aspect of, like, recording and making music and everything on, like, electronically.
That's
Because
sick.
it just fits me a lot better.
So that school, like, kind of opened your mind, got the seed planted,
Yeah.
and you ran with it. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
Shout out Performing Arts School.
Seriously, all this great music from you might possibly not exist.
Yeah.
Maybe you
says
still would
quick.
have found it eventually.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Do you have... So I saw you perform at Lost Fest. I thought you gave a pretty great set. And, like, you like, stayed in the energy. I was wondering if you might have any tips for artists when it comes to, like, performing.
I don't know. I feel like it's very different for everybody when it comes to performing. For me, like, when I get on stage, like, I think that's, like, why I make music is to get on stage. So it's, like, when I get up there, I am not worried about, like, anything else except, like, performing, and it makes me feel very, like, at peace and happy. But I don't know. I feel like people will focus on, like, the crowd too much. And, like, I won't even look at the fucking crowd when I'm on stage. Like, I just want to be able to enjoy myself, and if I'm able to enjoy myself while on stage, then I'm able to give a great performance. But if I'm too focused on, like, oh shit, is anybody dancing? Like, you can't really give a fuck.
No, yeah, I was like filming your set, so I was very like focused on like what you were doing, kind of, because I'm trying to keep you in the frame.
Yeah.
And I noticed that like the only people you looked at was like your drummer and the DJ.
Yeah.
You like gave them like a smile, but that was like it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll like quickly like make eye contact with like a friend in the crowd or something, just be like, hey. But I feel like if I look too deep into the crowd, like, I'll be like, oh fuck, like I'm on stage right now, I don't want to do this. I'm scared.
I know.
I don't know.
But you said so when you're creating your music, a lot of times you're kind of thinking about what it would be like to perform that? when you're
Yeah,
creating
yeah,
it?
literally. Every single time I'm creating, I'm like, how would this feel like in a like a club environment or like a stage environment? Because I just want to make music that makes people feel like happy and good and like, or like fucking evil sometimes. I don't know. It just really depends.
It's a good release of energy. I
Yeah.
imagine like performing the things you created to perform.
Yeah.
Releasing that energy. That's awesome. So we wanted to ask you just like, what was your experience like growing up? What do you remember from like growing up?
I have 4 older sisters and I have a god sister, and our house is very chaotic. Like there's always stuff going on. Like always like roughhousing with my sisters because I'm the youngest and they're all older.
Oh, okay. That paints a picture.
Yeah. So like everything was always chaos. Like everywhere we went, all the time, even at night, like every night my mom coming in our room and being like, you guys need to shut the fuck up. Like it's 3 a.m. But I mean like all my sisters are like very supportive in what I do. And yeah, I mean my life when I was growing up was just very chaotic, I feel like. I lived in like a very nice like suburban neighborhood, but I feel like definitely those things that happened growing up in your early childhood, I don't think if I didn't go through those, I wouldn't be making the music that I am today. And I think it's a very important part of what I do now because it's just very, it helps me like release a lot, good and bad,
Yeah.
you know.
Does anybody in your family make music as well?
My one of my sisters did, and then she stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And then no, the rest of them are just doing their own thing. Nothing really with arts.
So let me ask, are there any artists that you would want to like say growing up that kind of inspired you to want to make the kind of music you do? Or I know some people like that question, some people don't.
Yeah. God, I grew up listening to like Amy Winehouse and stuff like that. So
Interesting.
it's weird because I never really listened to like electronic music growing up until I was probably like, 15, and then I found like Tyler the Creator. And that's like the closest to like electronic music. But then I feel like around like, 17, I found like Aphex Twin and like a whole bunch of electronic things and White Ring and Crimes and all
down that
these.
rabbit
Yeah,
hole
I
at
just
some
went
point.
I just went fucking down the rabbit hole. And
That's it.
I just found like a whole bunch of artists and I was like, holy shit, like this is like the music that like really like gets to me. Like it gives you, when you turn on a song and it makes like a feeling, you're like, oh shit, like this, I love this kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how I feel when I listen to like electronic music or Witch House. It definitely like brings me a very like secure feeling and it makes me very happy.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. You can create that type of music now that makes you feel that way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it's definitely not, I'm still not where I want to be at all yet. So.
Not yet. She's on the way.
The
Yeah.
best artists are the biggest critic of
Oh yeah,
themselves.
definitely.
Inevitably.
I am like 1,000%. Like I have like probably like 50 songs that I'm just never gonna release because I'm like, nope.
Like you're
not
the
it.
type of artist that someone's hyping you up and you're like, oh, but I could have made that one note a little better.
Yeah.
Or something,
I critique like everything in my songs. Like there's a song that was completely done and I listened to it again and I was like, we have to redo the whole fucking thing. Like my manager hates me for it because I'll go back, I'll be like, no, we're gonna send these to the label, like just wait. And I'll be like, yeah, they're done, and I'll be like, wait, hold on. I'm so sorry.
because the artist has to draw their own line of like,
Yeah.
that's they're the only one that can of their
Yeah.
standards. Like,
It's really with the vocals though. Like I'm very specific about vocals.
yeah, I mean, it's a big part of the feeling of a song is like the way, just are you actually believing what you're saying and the way you're singing it? And, like,
Yeah.
Are you feeling it yourself?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, how do you manage to stay productive, like, personally?
I don't.
You don't?
No. I feel like I'm like everybody else. Is that like I have like this view of everybody that everybody's always doing stuff and everybody's always, you know, on it and they're constantly working, but in all reality everybody gets depressed and everybody has their days where they lay down. So I don't want to say that I'm productive all the time because I'm not.
That's
not
real.
productive all the time. I have days where I'll lay in bed for a fucking week. But that's what also can make the music good, because then I can write about how I've laid in bed for a week. But that's just the reality of it, and not everybody is... not everybody, because people sometimes are, like, some people have a crazy work ethic, but
that's the reality. We're all part of nature, we have cycles. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, and I think if I was making music every day, I would have so much trash music, and I wouldn't have enough time to, like...
It's facts.
You know, I like quality over quantity, so I'd prefer these days where I'm laying down all day not making music.
Mm-hmm. You gotta recharge for yourself.
Yeah, I get mentally drained very fast.
Okay, I understand that, like all of us.
I think we can all attest to that.
Yeah.
Who are some cool people that you've met or know that you just are glad are in your life? Like, interesting question.
Are you talking about, like, music-wise, or just in general?
Yeah, anybody that's just, like, you're glad they're in your life, they're a dope person, like...
Probably my boyfriend. He's, like, my biggest supporter. He helps me, like, do everything. He drives me to the studio every single time I need to go and stuff, so... I mean, definitely my partner.
That's beautiful, yeah. He seemed really nice from the brief. I just met him.
Yeah, he's super sweet. But,
yeah, what about artists, though? Any artists you would want to, like, that are there for you or, like, in your life?
You know, I don't really talk to any other artists. I mean, like, I have artists that, like, sometimes I converse with, but nothing that's gonna happen, I guess. I am talking to this one girl right now. We want to make a show, but that's, like, for stuff in the future.
Something to look for.
Yeah, but I really, really would like more female artists in my life, because I feel like it's definitely a lot more empowering when you have a lot more women around you in, like, a very male-dominated industry. Like, even in Witch House, which is very odd, because you really like hearing, like, the female, like, melodic voices and stuff, but it's still, like... Because I thought Sidewalks and Skeletons, for example, was, like, a woman, but he just uses, like, women vocals, and it's still a man. So I was like, oh...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Still love Sidewalks and Skeletons.
I do love them,
but that's just like an example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a woman artist out there, you can hit up Web. Her DMs are open for you.
Yeah, definitely.
I wanted to ask you, is there anything else like sparks your interest in life in general, the same way music does?
No.
Nothing?
No, nothing. Sorry, was that too loud?
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm not sure what that
was. It was my roommate's door.
But yeah,
yeah, no, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing sparks my interest more than music.
If you had to give maybe like a close second.
Cats.
Okay.
Literally. Literally. Like, I know it's not like a hobby or anything, but like that's something that came to mind. That's like, okay.
Well, you're their guardian, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a lifestyle.
Yeah.
If California didn't exist right now, like, where would you think you'd find yourself living, or where do you think you would want to try living?
I don't like California anyways. I don't know. Maybe like in a countryside somewhere. I really like being like isolated but yet close to a city, so you could still do things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have like necessarily like a specific place. I think Switzerland looks really pretty.
I was gonna say Europe vibes.
Yeah, probably somewhere in Europe, but I also
haven't been there.
I just don't really want to be around too many people.
Here's kind of perfect.
Yeah, literally where I live now, it's like still like it's far enough away from the city.
Yeah, you walk outside, like the mountains, it's pretty.
Yeah, I definitely would rather be in like a little tiny house, like surrounded by trees on like an acre of land and have like a pig or something.
That's beautiful. I think like more people should realize that at some point.
Yeah,
Like,
I never want to move to the city. I hate it. Drains you.
It does.
so what do you find yourself doing like to wind down or relax? Is there anything you like, habits you have?
Yeah, like bad habits. I'll tell you.
Yeah, anything you might do to
Habits all
wind
day.
down.
Oh my god, I've been just like fucking to
Really?
wind down. Like literally just doom scrolling on Instagram, just watching like this like brain rot like over and over again. Or like a comfort show. I'll turn on like a comfort show or play like video games. That's pretty much it.
Baddies?
Yeah. Literally last night. No, I watched like Baddies or like this show called Smiling Friends or like Family Guy. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Something to just put your mind at ease.
Yeah.
Not to think too much.
That's why I say brain rot, because you literally can shut off your brain.
Yeah,
and,
you
like,
should.
doesn't have to work.
Yeah, no, I was talking to my friend the other day, speaking of doom scrolling, and he was saying, like, he was on shrooms and he tried going on Instagram Reels, and he just felt like he got sucked into a black hole, like, every time he,
Why
like,
would you go on your phone during it?
that sounds terrible, I have no idea, but,
Dude, when I'm like, if I ever take shrooms, I don't know if I should say this, but I'll just tell you guys real quick.
yeah, I can just cut it out if you want.
When I take shrooms, like, all I want to do is just, like, like, literally the ceiling. I don't want to go outside. I want to stare at the ceiling.
Yep. There's a lot going on in the ceiling.
There's a
You're
lot.
tripping.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you use any substances when you create?
No,
Really?
I'm actually pretty much sober. I drink, like, sometimes, and then, like, I have nicotine.
Right.
But,
Everyone has some.
yeah, I stopped doing substances around like 2019 or so. Yeah, I just
Beautiful.
had a lot of bad. I had a really bad experience with Molly, so
I
yeah,
understand that.
yeah,
That's draining one right there. Serotonin gone.
yeah. And then I did shrooms, and I saw the dirty bubble from SpongeBob, so I stopped. I stopped it
Yeah.
all in
That'll do
all.
it.
I was like, all right, no more.
No, that's great, because more artists need to know that, like, you don't need to rely on a substance to develop, like, a creative skill or to get in the zone necessarily.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't think I could even, like, I'll try to make, like, some nights I'll get, like, really drunk, you know, it's just random night. And I'll, like, try to come in here and make music. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make something fire right now.
Right.
And, like, I wake up in the morning and it's, like, completely offbeat or something. Like, I'd like to be, like, in the moment, very present when I'm making music. So I can really, like, think and feel and put it into the song. Because it becomes more real like that.
Yeah.
I've heard that from a lot of good artists that they find they like to start the clear mind or sober and then maybe have a beer, so, like, as
Yeah.
they're going.
Yeah, you could do that too. I mean, like, that also works, but you never want to start. I mean, personally, I don't want to
I
start
think that's good advice, because
off something, yeah.
I know a lot of artists that just feel like they need something to create. And I try to tell them, like, you really don't, but it's hard to
Yeah.
explain that to some
Yeah,
artists.
you really do not, unless it's, like, more of an addiction that you're, or a feeling that you're chasing after that you get when you make music. It's understandable, but,
Yeah.
it's not awesome.
It's better to get a little buzz once you've created the hit and then listen to it.
Yeah. Oh, I was saying that sometimes, like, I'll get drunk and then I'll test my music and I'm like, oh shit, like, this is really good. Because I really want to see it, like, from a perspective of, like, somebody fucked up, like, going and seeing, like,
True.
because I'm not going to do anything else, so I might
That's
as
so
well, like,
fun.
try it drunk. So I'll be like, and if I don't like it when I'm drunk, I won't release it.
No, it's so fun for artists to be able to hear their music from almost the perspective of a listener, because they've heard it a lot, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's cool for artists to do that. I want to ask you, speaking of just this topic, like, some people out there might not, or they might feel lost in life or not really know their purpose. I want to ask if you had any advice for kids who maybe are searching but they don't know their purpose yet.
I feel like, I'm gonna sound dumb, but I feel like a lot of kids don't have hobbies. Like, a
That's
lot
real.
of kids, like, from what I've seen, like, in my town, like, I live in a pretty boring town if you're, like, a teenager. And so, like, I just see kids, you know, like, literally they're walking, they're on their phone, they're, like, everybody's on their phone, everybody's, like, constantly just, like, not here. And then they'll complain that they don't have a purpose, but they didn't try to go and do anything. Like, I feel like people are very locked out of, like, their own creative senses because they're just so, like, into social media. And then something that I also catch myself doing is, like, comparing, like, what I'm doing right now to somebody else on social media. And it's definitely not, like, an awesome thing to do when you're trying to find out, like, who you are or what you want to do, because you'll constantly be like, okay, I want to be that person, no, I want to be like that person, and it doesn't really let you find, like, your own self, because you're constantly comparing yourself and, like, wanting to do multiple things, which that's okay, you could do multiple things. Mm-hmm. It's just, you know, you're never going to be able to find yourself unless you, like, really sit down with yourself and ask yourself, like, what do you want to do? If that makes sense, I don't know.
I feel like I've witnessed that too, just seeing, like, in this age of, they call it, like, instant gratification.
Yeah.
But it makes a lot of kids harder for them to get over that learning curve of learning a hobby and getting good at it, because they don't realize it takes hard work sometimes. Like, it
yeah, but I mean, I do
time.
that too. I love like hobby jumping. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's like ADHD or something, but I love starting like a hobby. But you can do that. It's just like have one main one that you're really gonna put yourself in. Because like I like music, so that's like my main one. And then like I'll do nails and I'll take pictures and I'll do like multiple side things around that can start like supporting that main one that you want. Because I feel like it just helps you because you really have a whole bunch of outlets. And like even if you're just starting, because I mean I've tried so many different things like making clothes, and I'm like I don't want to do that, you know, like trial and error is fine.
But you didn't know until you tried that.
Yeah, but I just think like getting off your Instagram and like not comparing yourself to other people on there will definitely help you find like your way, because that's definitely something that stopped me in my tracks as I was trying to make music. Because I would try to make myself sound like somebody else, and I'm just not them.
No, yeah, I heard a wise man, I think it was Rick Rubin, he said, like, an artist should put their art before what anybody thinks of it. Before they think of what anyone thinks of it, you have to see that art out to the end. Mm-hmm. Like, is that something you believe? Like,
yeah,
kind of
definitely. Yeah. I mean, I've had people tell me not to drop, like, a song before, and it's blown up, so it's kind of like...
That's crazy.
You should kind of have to go off of your own instinct and like whatever you believe in. If you think the song is good, but your friend says that it's not, then drop it.
Speaking of that, you have a song called "Giving My All to You." Mm-hmm. I saw it as 15 million, almost 16 million plays.
Yeah, that was like the third song that I've ever made.
That's crazy. That's a big achievement.
Yeah. It's definitely not like my favorite song, but that's like every artist. Their biggest song is not their favorite song.
Right.
That was one of those songs where you were considering not dropping it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, it's just like, God, I think like my mom was in my room like screaming at me, and I was like, fuck you, Mom, like I'm gonna go make a song, and I like pulled it off of YouTube. And I was like, I like this beat, and then I just started like making music and shit. And
wow, so that's like, it had a real feeling in it. Like,
yeah.
That.
Yeah, it's definitely like a darker song though, than like has a darker background than I think how people listen to it, because it sounds like a very happy song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, Self-Sabotage went crazy at the Lost Fest though.
Yeah.
When you had the mosh pit going.
Yeah, I love playing that song live. It's definitely very fun.
People are going hard to that.
Yeah, no, I like playing that song live, and I think my drummer's really fucking good at doing that song live.
I was gonna say, yeah.
My drummer's fucking sick. So I think it's a very like energetic song, and it's really fun because the crowd will always interact with that song. So it's definitely one of my favorites.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, if you don't know Self-Sabotage, go listen to that one by Web. But yeah, Control's a great song. I really like the vocals on that.
Yeah, definitely. That's like a newer... I think that's the last song that I dropped. It was like a year ago. Yeah.
We can't wait for more Web.
Yeah.
We'll be watching.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, so music, is there anything else that just always makes you happy? You mentioned like you like to play some video games and stuff like that?
Yeah, me and my friend Berlin have been streaming like Call of Duty Zombies.
Oh yeah,
too.
streaming it?
Yeah, it's been really fucking fun. I don't even care if I have like 2 viewers. I think it's so fun. That has definitely been bringing me some joy because it's just funny. Like I'll have just like 2 people and they're like talking to each other, and it's just like us like fucking around on the game. And I wanted to stream like Fall Guys or something because it's really funny. Have you ever played that?
Fall Guy? I've heard of it.
It's like you gotta like grab each other and like throw them off of something.
Oh yeah. That's entertaining.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's been a while since I played video games with friends. I forgot like how fun like that can be to just let loose.
Yeah, we just started playing it like a month ago, and then I was like, you know what? Like it'd be so funny just to start streaming it because we suck like really bad.
Yeah.
So it's just funny.
And y'all have personalities people can listen to, you know, like.
Yeah, last night we got in like, it was after a photo shoot. I was like, we should just do it in this clothing. She had like clown makeup on, and I had like some like fucking old like 1960s dress on with like some white face, and I was just like.
Oh, I love it. I'm definitely gonna join in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is.
Is that
cool.
on Twitch?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
If you want to watch Web play some video games, it sounds like they're getting down over there. Is there anything you want to like promote or announce to anybody that might watch this that's coming out?
I do have a song that's coming out soon. I just have to finish the vocals. I don't know when it's dropping though. It's like it's pretty much done. I just need to finish the vocals. I really like it. I can show it to you guys after, but it's I really like how it feels like when I listen to it. I think the song, like the noises in it are very like brain massaging.
The way you want them.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
So
I
they
played it
can-
at the show, actually. It was like, I don't know. I played that at the show, though.
Yeah,
It was one of them.
I was reviewing the footage. I thought there was some unreleased stuff in there.
Yeah.
Have you put a title on the song yet?
No.
No. Okay.
So I guess it's...
mystery.
I always do that, though. Like, until the last minute, I'm like, okay, we're gonna just name it that.
They can expect it like this summer, though?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Not probably. Yes.
Yeah, I know how it is. You gotta get it right.
Yeah, people will come on the stream and they're like, you're doing this, but not making music. Like, sorry.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. So, if there was a dream show that you could kind of orchestrate,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think that would involve? Like, who would that involve?
Probably as like a headliner, probably Crimes, because I'll never get to see them because they're broken up. They always post stuff on their Instagram though, like guys, hold on, like we're coming, we're doing something in the works, and then never post something. But I still am a diehard fan of Crimes. And
They're
then,
headliner.
Huh?
They're the headliner.
Yeah, they're
for
the
you.
headliner. White Ring, Salem. I would love to see Salem. They're super fucking cool. God, who else? Me. Put me on that line.
Of course, throw yourself on the lineup.
Yeah. I don't know, there's like, God, like all of the Witch House things, I missed it because it was all in like 2010. And I was like, what, like fucking 10? So, yeah, I kind of missed all the shows that I wanted to see. And Amy Winehouse. Let's throw Amy Winehouse on that line.
Wow, yeah,
Okay.
it is a dream lineup.
You gotta have one little like mix up in there. You know?
Yeah.
They ain't gonna expect her.
I just love Amy Winehouse. Like, if I could perform a show with her, even though it's like so horribly different, she'd probably hate my music, I would still do it.
And then you get a front row seat to see all those artists when you're
Yeah.
not performing.
Exactly.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
And what about the other artists you were mentioning earlier?
God, who was I talking about? Oh, STM?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
she making the cut for the Dream?
Oh, yeah, she's on the Dream Show, yeah. Yeah, I would love to see her live. But I mean, that's like not a dream because we're making it happen. So hopefully it's not a dream anymore, you know?
Yeah, that one's in the works.
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely would like to see a whole bunch more like female artists in my life. Yeah.
Well, I know you will bring power to that witch house scene in LA and like spark that fire to get that going.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, hopefully. It seems like more people are coming back into it. History is just like kind of repeating itself, so that's cool. Just, I don't know, I love meeting people who listen to Witch House because I'm just such a fucking nerd about it, but yeah.
Has anybody had an experience like that they've told you from hearing your music that you were just like surprised, like wow, like?
Oh yeah, I have this fan from Ireland, or I don't know if to call him a fan, like a listener from Ireland.
Okay.
And he always messaged me. He's like, I just took like, you know, this many shrooms last night and I listened to your music and it changed my life and blah 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 and I'm taking more tonight and listening to more of your music and I love it. I think like it's so cool and like. I always get, like, some messages that will be like, I listen to your music, and, like, now it's on repeat, and blah, 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 but that kid always sends me messages like that, so I'm like, fuck yeah. That's what I like to hear. It's just, like, people listening to my music on drugs. You don't have to be on drugs,
yeah.
But...
I mean, does that, like, power you in a way, or to make more when you know that, like, people are out there feeling that type of way?
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I love that so much. I feel like I just need to go to Europe for like one little tour and I'll be set. Like I don't even want to like blow up. I don't even want to do all that. I just want people to like hear it. I think that's like so awesome. And like most of my listeners are from Europe. So like oh my god, it'd be so cool.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, literally.
And I think what's cool about the feeling of some of that witch house vibe, including the genre you make, is like you can listen to it and it kind of allows you to think. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's not like rap where you're listening very intently at the lyrics, but it's kind of like a feeling that allows you to think while you're listening to the thing.
Yeah, I like in Witch House how you can't hear the lyrics. I love that because you could say fucking whatever. You know, I've heard people like tell me before, like you need to turn down the reverb or do this or do that, and I'm like, you don't get the point. Like, I like screaming into the mic and like you can't understand what I'm saying, but you still feel it, or like, I don't know, I love that feeling, and like I don't want anybody to understand me. Like you can go read the lyrics, but like I like it when it's like inaudible because it just like, I think it sounds so fucking cool. I don't know. People always want to hear the lyrics, but I don't want to hear the lyrics. I want to hear, like, the music in it. Because it's just really, like, Witch House to me is just more about, like, the melody and, like, the huge, like, synths that's behind it.
Yeah, and that raw feeling, like, in your voice.
Yeah. Oh my god, also, I was like, who the fuck yelled, like, fuck fentanyl? Because I was like, fuck, like, that made me sound like I was an idiot. And then I saw the video and I was like, shit, I should have just said fuck fentanyl. Why did I say, like, who's doing fentanyl?
Did. You said all my homies hate fentanyl.
Yeah, after that.
Yeah.
But I was like, why did I just kind of, like, promoted fentanyl and then took it back.
Well, because Lost Noise was they were like, who's doing fentanyl in the 720 bathroom? They had that thing playing.
Yeah,
that's kind of why, like.
Oh, that's why you said it?
I think that's why she said something.
Yeah, that's why I was like, who's doing fentanyl right now?
And then in my head, I'm like, oh, let's take this opportunity to say fuck fentanyl for the youth. And I'm like, oh, that probably sounded bad.
No, it's okay because my friend's boyfriend was there and he was like, shut up, girl. Like, when I was on stage and I was like, what the fuck? Because it just seems like somebody random is telling me to shut up, and I'm just like, okay.
Right, what do you knew him?
Yeah.
Shut up, girl.
No, but it was funny.
Yeah.
I won't ever watch clips of me talking on stage.
How do you feel about watching yourself perform on stage?
I can't look.
You don't like to watch the video?
No, I like living it. I don't like looking back at it. Because I just like...
Too much critique on yourself.
Oh my god, yeah. I'll be like, why did I say that? Why did I do that?
I watched the footage. You looked amazing. You were moving. You know, you were very, very just flowing. And you were like all over the stage too. You weren't just in one little spot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You were
Lots
animated.
of movement. Yeah.
That's what I try to do. I mean, that's what feels like the most freeing, at least. But I just
You got the moves.
I can't stand looking back at what I was doing and then like hearing my voice be like, I just I can't.
You leave that for the listeners
Yeah.
to watch your performance.
I'm just like I'd rather not. Like I don't want to hear it again. Like I like watching myself like perform like the songs, but when it comes back to like me talking, I'm like, you could have just done the next song.
It's like, shh.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like every artist kind of is like that. as a
Yeah, I mean,
performer.
because you're on stage, so you're on spot. I'm not gonna rehearse what I'm gonna say, like. So I'm just like, I think I said like, during Skin, I was like, you could throw it back on somebody. I don't care. Just like move, and I was like, God.
I immediately regretted that.
I was so drunk and I was so nervous and I was just like,
Dude.
I don't know. I was just like going cross-eyed at some point. I kept doing like a spin and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna black out.
Even the coolest artists I've seen, like.
Yeah,
funny.
it's just like, cause you're on stage and when you're on stage you start talking. Like you just have to do something.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, the first thing that came to my mind was like, alright, shake some
Badass.
But what's funny is if you make good music, like, the people really don't care. Like, remember we saw Twin Tribes live, which we love them as a dark wave
At Cruel World?
duo. Where we see them?
No, in
Oak
West
Rovers.
Palm Beach.
Oh, okay.
They gave a great set, and at the end they like said something for all the people, and nobody had any idea what they said. It sounded like gibberish, and we were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what'd they say?" And then they just left, and everyone's like, "Okay."
Yeah, yeah, because it just happens. Like, you just
Yeah.
have to, like, say something. Because, like, if you're on stage and then it gets silent, it's just really, like, fuck, like, they're actually all behind me right now, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
Like, I'm
the
like, oh.
entertainer.
Yeah, like, fuck, I'm the only one that can do something about this entire situation that you guys are all staring at. So I just say what's ever on my mind. Yeah.
Not to like kind of shift to a darker topic, but have you like just going back to fentanyl? Has it like affected anybody you know? Or
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would 100% say fuck fentanyl. It has taken away like multiple people from me. Not dead. They're still alive. They just are like so far gone into like an addiction. So I mean that's also like another reason why I had to stop doing drugs is because I've seen it like take down so many people. And it just sucks.
Swear.
Like especially in LA, because I mean, God, drugs over here are so bad.
And what's crazy is I even came from like a smaller town, not to butt in, but I had homies addicted to fentanyl way out there in the middle of nowhere
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean, it's literally everywhere now.
Yeah, it's insane, the
Yeah.
pandemic of all that.
Yeah, I've had to like learn on like how to like try and help addicts, but I mean, you can only do so much, and yeah.
It is such a touchy area. 'cause
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
You don't want to empower them to do the drugs, but you don't want to be too close to them because it's sad to watch.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I had a whole friend group, and so I just had to distance myself. Most of them are sober now, which is really great, but I just
Amazing.
still, it's like hard to go back after like doing drugs and everything. But yeah.
No,
I
I
mean,
think that's great. You're an advocate for being like sober. 'Cause
oh
a lot of
yeah, like
artists aren't.
I love meeting sober people because like I'm also sober most of the time. I don't smoke weed or anything.
To be sober at 21 too. It's just,
Yeah, in this
you
day and
know,
age.
props to
Hell
you.
yeah.
I mean, but I do
That
drink,
is
so it doesn't really count as sober.
Oh, but
they
drinking's
call that?
drinking. You know, it's not doing hard drugs.
Yeah,
You have a
yeah.
little drink, you know, in there.
I'm California sober.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they call it, Cali
Yeah,
sober.
that's if you're only smoking weed.
Okay.
But I'm like,
Just drinking.
yeah.
Throw some wine in there with the weed. Still
yeah.
get biased, Cali sober.
Yeah.
Well, you said you have a song coming soon this summer.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's called yet.
Don't know what it's
but
called. Vocals aren't done, but
I'm
it's
sure it's
coming.
amazing.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
You said you loved the feeling that it gave you while creating it.
Yeah, definitely. I made this on GarageBand too. Like the whole thing. And then I brought it over to my producer's house and he was like, okay, we have to change these drums though because they're terrible. And I was like, you're right. I'm gonna do like an outro, like.
walk out.
Yeah.
Like walk out like a YouTube outro. Can you put like some dubstep behind it?
One of your songs, like as the outro.
I'm just kidding.
Or
I
you
don't
can
like
perform it
dubstep.
now.
Yeah. I just play my music like through the microphone.
Right.
Bye guys. You gotta do like a collage where it's like the screen like is moving and it's like, you know those like really shitty 2016 outro videos?
Send me an example, I'll try it.
No, I don't actually do it. I'm being sarcastic. I'm really bad at this. Wait, what do I say? What do I say again?
Well, you're not gonna get an outro from Web, so just
Literally.
but for real.
I'd be like, bye guys.